Beauties Sports is celebrating 1 year of being in your ears. We couldn't be more grateful for you, the listener, for joining us each and every week. If this is your first episode, welcome to Beauty Sports. This is an episode of Beers with Beauties.
Doesn't matter if you got Coors, Busch, Bud Light, or a local shop's IPA. All beers are welcome at Beers and Beauties, baby. Let's go.
I don't know how 1 year feels for you, but it feels pretty freaking good to me, buddy.
Oh, baby. This is surreal. This is very cool. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Love ya.
I love you too. It's wild to think that a conversation in a rink parking lot carried over to your house for a multitude of hours turned into 52 weeks of podcasts.
That's right. And interviews and stories and learning and everything in between. Like, it's kind of hard to fathom what this year's been like. It's amazing.
It's wild. And you know, it's funny because you think about life and you don't often like calendar. I'm not good at taking photos. I'm not a great communicator, so I don't text my friends very often. But this is a way to calendar your year.
That's right.
And it was funny when we were looking back because we thought 52 episodes would be the year mark. But then there were some random weeks that we got ambitious and we put out 2-for-1s.
We got double downed.
Yeah, so this is the 54th episode of Beauty Sports. Our first episode went out on November 30th of 2021.
November 30th. Yeah. And I think one of the things when we were starting to get into interviews, that's what happened is we would get an interview. We started scheduling with people and then we would do a weekly sports talk and an interview. Like, we got wild.
Yeah, we did.
Love it.
We got a little ambitious. Yeah. But you know what? I said it off the top and we mean it. We mean it to all of you. Like we say, if this is your first episode here, good one to choose. Addie and I are going to have some fun today, reminiscing a little bit, having some beers and chatting about those beers, but hanging out together and hanging out with you. So thank you for being here. If this is your 54th episode, honestly, find us, because if you have listened to all 54, my gosh, we owe you a trophy.
That's right. We owe you a couple beers and you got to get your butt over to the Beauty Sports Desk.
Yeah, so we will put a post out and see how many people, what kind of range of episodes that people have covered so far.
Oh, I love that.
And see how engaged our listeners are. But thank you for being here. We so appreciate you. This year wouldn't have been a thing if we had 0 downloads every week. So we would have stopped after a few.
Which, honestly, when we put up a post a little while ago of where we started and where we are now, which it is kind of funny to think about. We were essentially, what feels like the fact that we're shoulder to shoulder now feels 200 feet apart with a standard beer pong table. Is that what our beer reference?
Yeah, pretty much.
And thinking that we were the bee's knees, like thinking that this was it. We had made the show, and now to be here, to have had incredible people on our show, Olympians, merch, all the people, gifts. Yeah. It's surreal. It's surreal.
Yeah. And you know, sorry, fumbling a pencil around as I talk here. It is wild. So I've kept a list on my phone of all the guests that we've had over the course of the year. And of 54 episodes, 24 guests joined the show. And in my head, that's mind-blowing to me because it didn't feel, there was a lot of times it felt like we sat in this basement and we're like, okay, well, let's get at her, just our voices again. Because it does sound, for those of you who don't have a podcast or haven't put your voice out into the world, it feels a bit daunting to continually put just your voice in the world.
That's right.
Right? Are people going to enjoy this? Are they going to listen to this and hate it? And then we started to reach out and have some guests. But to think 24 of those episodes included guests is a little wild.
It's, and so I think about the amount of guests for sure and the quality of guests that we've had. Is star-studded. Like, I am just so grateful and thankful to the people that have taken time out of their incredibly busy schedules to be a part of our journey. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And for the dedication of us to do it on the road too.
Yeah, I agree. So it was funny because I think in the start we thought people would hard know us. Like it felt like a dating app. We're both married. We've never spent time on dating apps.
No.
We've been married for a long time or dated our partners before dating apps. I think we were super prevalent. Maybe they were then. I don't know. But either way, we have not spent time on dating apps, but it felt like you were dating where you were asking people like, hey, we're going to, would you mind going for dinner?
We're kind of getting out there.
Can I buy you a drink? I think you're cute. And it was like, hey, we think you're awesome. Do you want to come on the podcast? And we have never to date had a outright no.
Yeah.
There's been lots of scheduling things. Some of the people we've interviewed have been on the other side of the globe.
Yeah.
Like we talked to Holly when she was in England. Egypt. Yeah. And so we've never had a hard no. And so thank you to all those guests. But I think that also just highlights the fact that women and men, but specifically women involved in sports, want to get it out there more.
Yeah, they care. They want to talk about it. They want to support people that want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's been one of the cool things for me specifically is hearing people come up to me and say, "Hey, I listened to the pod." Yeah. And like one of the girls that I coach actually came up to me and said, "I did what you and Cowie asked.
Oh,
I watched the rugby." She's like,
yeah.
"I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know one rule, but I tuned in and I watched it."
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's important.
What better thanks could we get than that?
Yeah, that's important. And, and empowering.
You know, and so for people to not only come on the show, tell us their stories, tell us their perspectives, I've learned a ton, and it's like, and we get to just keep doing it. And keep doing it with people and keep growing it.
I know, exactly. So as we were like reminiscing, Addie and I have been, it's where does this episode go? And so today we're going to have some fun together. Got a little game we're going to play. We got some questions we're going to go through. We're going to drink and talk about beers because we enjoy doing that. But as I was getting nostalgic today, I started to flip through my phone. And one of my habits is every phone I retire, I share an album into Apple World, or it saves it to the universe.
The cloud.
Yeah.
To the cloud up there.
My photos somewhere.
That's right.
Like have at her. But I stumbled across what I have deemed the first 3 photos in my iPhone history. It was an iPhone 4. For those of you who are wondering. And now I have a 13 in my pocket. So it was a minute ago. And Addie and I can't remember where it was, but the first photo I have, and the memory is very vivid for me. We were also drinking beer that night.
Yeah.
And Addie tried to selly winning some beer involved game and couldn't rip her own t-shirt off.
This is a great way to start the show. Super happy you brought this up.
Yeah, I think people need to know the real us. And so she tried to selly and be this, strong woman and rip her shirt in half, and it didn't work. And she's like, "Buddy, Cowie, do you think you could do it?" I'm like, "I don't know, probably."
I guess so.
Hammer down right in half. We tied it up in a nice little bow, and she rocked it for the rest of the night. And that is probably 12 years ago now.
That was probably kicking around that time frame for sure. And I rocked that. What would that be? Like a little,
I don't know.
It's kind of
like pinup girl style.
Pinup girl. Hockey t-shirt turned pinup girl within 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and you know what? Rocked her all night.
It. Yeah,
rocked her all
night. We don't know.
night.
We can't find out from the picture what basement we were in, what we were celebrating.
Who we were all with. We just know we were together and
had a great time.
Ripping shirts and winning championships.
Also, like the fact it's very, very in character for me to say, yeah, probably.
Yeah, like bring it over. I'm sure I could rip it.
So let's talk about the podcast. Let's talk about a year's worth of episodes. Do you have a favorite memory? Do you got a couple that ring off the top that resonate the most for you, or is it an overall feel? How do you feel about a year of podcasts?
You know what? I probably have a bit of it all.
Okay.
And I mean that in the sense of like, there were some incredibly cool moments. Like even when you know, one of the big ones for me was having Caitlin Laws on the show and her talking about, because women's, the Jones team winning that, you know, whatever, what is it called? A match? No.
A curling game.
Okay. So let's talk about it for a second. We've been drinking a couple. So if we forget a couple words, and when I say we, I mean I, just roll with it. Okay. Curling game. And, but you know exactly what moment I'm talking about?
I do.
I'm just not doing it any service because of the fact that I just called it a match. But that was insane. And to hear her come on the show, talk about it, talk about the Lulu fits, talk about it all. That was, for me, one of those where you felt like you were a part of it. You felt like you were in the Olympics. Like, she was right there talking about the COVID protocol. She was right in there talking about all those things, and it was very authentic throughout the entire thing. So for me, that was one of the coolest interviews for sure. But when we're talking about feeling, there will never be a better feeling than when you and I were sitting across the beer pong table from one another in episode 1 and just doing it.
Yeah. I agree with that, because I agree. So here's the part. We're not downplaying any of our guests or any parts
no
of
chance.
These things. It was all
amazing.
Yeah, it's all been thrilling, and it was very humbling to get yeses from people like a Caitlin Laws. So sometimes we get this envy of they're on TV, and you feel like, why would they talk to someone like me? And that was great to get to talk to her about her experiences, and she was very open and honest about it. And then, for her to have the rest of her Now team involved and post some stuff of Beauties on their own Instagrams and things. That was great. But I agree, because the thing, this kind of goes hand in hand for me of top moment, but also like, what did we learn this year, was that the amount of times Addie and I have said to each other, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is nuts, because I didn't have a clue. And I think about the Caitlin Laws episode as a first example. So trying to connect with people through still a COVID world and connecting with them through a screen, we used a platform called Riverside, and we didn't really super know what we were doing. And we didn't know. Now we know. If any one of you are a guest on the podcast, we tell you to stick around for a minute.
Oh my God. I totally forgot about this.
To make sure the episode uploads. The reason we use Riverside is it captures the person we're interviewing's audio and video so that we can then have it and create content with it. And we didn't realize how it worked, really. Honestly, we just kind of stumbled across it, and here we are.
Yeah, that's right.
And Caitlin jumped off, because we didn't tell her. She was doing exactly what she thought she was doing. And at the end of the interview, and we paced my basement, absolutely crapping our pants, thinking we had just interviewed an Olympian and lost the audio.
Lost the audio, lost the video, lost the interview.
Yeah. And so those are kind of my top moments of the fact that taking it on the road, it never has mattered what obstacle we faced throughout the year. The message was always, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Right? We'll get there.
We've dropped off microphones to each other. We have had to interview or, guest one another remotely. There's been a lot of things. We've done it very sick. We've where we're blowing noses on the side. I'm sure if you've listened to a lot of episodes, you've heard us stumble through those things, but it was always, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And it's so funny you bring that up with the Caitlin Laws thing, because I remember walking around your basement, and I remember vividly looking you in the eyes like a laser, being like, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw up right now. This is it. We have to call her back
and say, sorry, can you open your laptop and open up Riverside and just wait for it to upload?
Oh my God. What an absolute, oh my God. That was so funny. That was so funny. And now looking back, that's what everybody says. Looking back, it's super funny. In the moment,
yeah, we were shitting.
Baby.
Yeah, we were very, very stressed.
We were having a good time.
We were very, very stressed. But I love that. And I think that's the only reason that we've survived a year, is because we both have we're a really good balance of like, I'm the Addie slow downs and you're the Cowie, let's do this. And that's a good balance between the two of us that has allowed us to flourish, I think. But also it'll be, and we instantly started thinking, well, we did capture her audio through the roadcaster.
Yeah. So
it wouldn't be the end of the world. We could put a picture, like we instantly went into, okay, if this doesn't go right, well, we'll make her work.
Yeah.
And
turn on our brains and let's figure this out. That's right. Oh my God. That's so funny you brought that up. I completely forgot. Yeah. Probably because I had an out of body experience, probably as you did. We both were like, well, what now? This is it.
Yeah. What now?
What now? So what would your overall like feel be?
My overall feel of the year has been like for sure growth. I think when I look around us, lots of people are asking me on Sundays if we've recorded our podcast this week, which was cool. Yeah. Is cool.
Yeah.
Right. I was home for the weekend this weekend and it's, when did you record before you came or you got to get back today? Yeah. And so people know that's part of my life and our lives. And I think that's been super positive. And I look at, so if any of you don't know how a podcast works, we get analytics of all the places that people listen. And I think that's been a really fun experience to watch.
Oh, yeah.
To see around the globe how many corners we touch on a weekly basis and how exciting that is to see. And so for me, the overall feel has been growth.
Yeah. No, that is maybe one of the coolest feelings of seeing the reach, because when we look at what it's meant to do, right? Like grow the conversation around women's sports. Yeah. It's growing the reach around it too. And having these incredible people on and seeing how far they go and how far their reach goes. There's like a map for the people who don't know in the back part of our analytics, and it'll just grow or light up wherever it is. Yeah. And it's
when you start to see the globe fill up with light bubbles, it is inspiring. And on the weeks where you think, because there's been some hard weeks, man, life is life.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Life isn't always easy. And we've got families and spouses and activities of our own and like health and school and jobs and all of these things that like play parts in your world. And it's not always easy.
Yeah.
And that is the nice reassurance on the days where it's like, I'm not sure I want to do this today.
Yeah.
When you look around and see those things and then get messages from people. So for all of you who message us positive things, thank you, because sometimes they are the reason that we hit that record button.
They go a long way for sure. And like to think of all the conversations, all the back and forth that we've been through, like there is no doubt at the end of the day that this is fueled by passion. It's fueled by love, and it's fueled by us wanting to do better for all the women that are just absolutely grinding to pursue their love of sport. And so there's been a lot, but it has been no question one of the best parts of my year.
Yeah, I would agree with that entirely. The other thing that's nice, this is an interesting segue, is drinking beer with your best friend.
So here's the best part about that is it is like a awesome chat / therapy / friend / catch up session.
Yeah.
Ever. And anybody that's ever been to the sports desk has said the same thing.
Yeah. And now, like, you were here for an hour and a half before we hit record.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So those kind of things have made this really, really fun. But this week, because we knew we were celebrating a year of a podcast, we went out and bought some random beers. And the first two beers on our list are from Torque Brewing.
She be local.
Yeah, she be local. So we grabbed a couple. I'm not going to lie. I honestly picked these up purely based on the can.
And so I think that that's a big part of what we need to go over is the aesthetic and apparel of the can.
Yeah.
And talk about it, because I think that with the, like, to be honest, a lot of our feedback is a lot of people want to hear us do beer reviews.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
100% down. So I think the fact that you picked it off of appearance is a big deal.
Yeah, so I tried to pick, actually, this is the only 2 of the 16 I bought. The only 2 from the same place, because I tried to spread the love around, and we're trying to support, local craft breweries. We're not here to drink Bud Lights. So just so everybody knows, if we need to resort to that, we absolutely freaking will. We're not that pretentious, but yeah. So from Torque, I am drinking the Snapback IPA, which is a blue can turtle with a snapback, and it just seemed fitting for me because I wear a hat every week on the podcast. Right. So it is, I'm not going to lie, I'm an IPA fan. Addie and I, when we travel together, we say, serve us the local IPA. And it says this IPA rolls up to the starting line ready to go full throttle, equipped with Galaxy, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops. Along with a winning attitude, it's sure to take a victory lap, maybe 2. And I wouldn't disagree. It is doesn't leave you with that kind of dry, hoppy feel on your tongue when you drink an IPA. This one is just enough citrusy feel that it is smooth drinking. I would have more if we had more.
We're heading back to Torque because I am a big fan of the road trip.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Hazy pale ale. But every time, like, flamingo jumping out of a van like that for the people watching.
I know, right?
Big deal.
Yeah, let's pose these babies.
Big deal.
Torque.
Set a course for adventure with an easygoing hazy pale ale. Bright and aromatic. It's perfect for wherever life takes you. So let's talk about where Beauties is headed, because it's like, this is
leading us
right into it. I'm a big fan. Torque, you're crushing, buddy.
Yeah. So thanks to Torque for some good solid beers. Where are we headed next? Good question. So we've got lots going on. We got lots of thoughts. Most of them revolve around exactly what we've already talked about. They revolve around community and people, and making sure we continue to connect. And really, quite honestly, the goal is for more connection. And we've talked about it before, from grassroots all the way up. We want people involved in women's sports, people with a passion for women's sports, to be connected to one another.
Yeah.
And so that's really going to be our focus for 2022.
23.
That's what I meant.
2022.
2023.
2022 to 2023.
Yeah, as we move into 2023 is to continue that. And we're not, maybe Addie, you want to say more than that? I don't think we're going to say too much more than that, but expect some really fun things. We've got some cool new merch that we're going to come out with, and we've got some fun things that are coming down the pipe that I think will be kind of the gateway for connecting people.
I think that that's the right way to say it. And I think that people can feel from our intro that this is more than just a podcast. This is meant to build and grow and be a part of something. And we feel that from the people that listen to us, and we're excited to see where it goes. Mm-hmm. But 2023 is going to be a fun year. Yeah, I agree. Fun year. So this is almost done. I was just going to say, are you summoning me to the beer fridge? Just so everybody knows, I'm on the beer fridge side. Yeah. So if I ever need to skedaddle off the mic, it's because I'm going to go get that. Am I headed somewhere else in Peg City? Yeah, somewhere else in Peg City. Let's go. Why not? So just so everyone knows, we did drink some non-local beers before the podcast started. And I had a Muskoka Brewery Hazed and Confused Juicy IPA. I told everyone I liked the IPAs. I would advise adding this to your list. I gave Addie a sip because I felt like she deserved at least to try how good this was. It really had a nice orangeness to it, and I would advise drinking that. Addie, meanwhile, was sipping on a Stanley Park Brewing the Captain Hazy IPA. Not gonna lie, had a sip of it. Less of a fan, but still good. It's if anyone wants a little lemon blast in your mouth, try this baby out. Oh, wow.
And just like that, that's a perfect segue into beers round 2.
Beers round 2. That felt like very smooth commercial.
I'm getting better, I think.
That was very, very good.
You know, that's an interesting thing too, I guess. One of my biggest takeaways of the year is realizing the annoying freaking things I said on a regular basis and how much better I am at it's okay to be silent, it's okay to pause, it's okay to think about your words, and I can articulate my words, I think, and maybe you guys all disagree, and if you do, don't tell me about it.
Yeah. If you disagree, just talk about it.
Yeah, just talk about it amongst yourselves. Don't write in. Just, you know, being able to talk about things like that without having these ums and ahs and pauses and things. And so it did feel a little commercially, but I actually really did enjoy the beer. So,
but I meant that in such a way of like, I wanted to walk to the store to buy some. I was like, damn.
Yeah, girl, get it.
Get it. Whatever it is, I want it. But
Okay.
it's, sorry. Because I agree with you.
Yeah.
And when we go back and listen to episode 1, 2, 3, it was like, Cowie, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Girl, I love you, 100%. It's like, okay, shut up, Addie.
We did. Oh, same. We both did it. We were like, we were just giving little props all over the place to each other. I think we needed it personally, though. Mm-hmm. So that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Next thing on our list that we want to do. Well, first of all, we're going to add these new cans. So I'm going to talk about why I bought this.
Yeah, break it down.
So I grew up in Souris, Manitoba. For those of you who don't know, shout out to Souris.
Country. You're going to talk about that.
She country. Yeah, I am. And I love that little town. It's got a special place in my heart and my soul. And I think it's what makes me me in a large way. So Brandon, Manitoba, right next door, 25 minutes down the road, Black Wheat Brewing Company. This one is called Life on the Beach Kettle Sour. Honestly, could have gave a hoot of what it was called. The back of the can's what caught me. First year anniversary beer. Which, can you get
does it get better?
More timely than that? For us, it's ours. And so this is actually called Pelican Lake Mango and Guava Ghost. So I am going to crack this baby and drink it. But cheers to Black Wheat Brewing Company for their first year anniversary.
Fantastic.
And cheers to us, what a nice way to cheers each other.
What a nice
also
way.
Like the sexy black of the can.
The sexy black of the top of the can. Let's get real.
Not mad about it.
They knew how to distinguish themselves apart from the rest of the crowd.
All the silver tops.
Ain't doing that. They going black.
This baby. Yeah. So what we're gonna do?
Brandon, Manitoba. Sorry. Yeah. No. If you wanna.
Brandon, you want me to do this one?
Yeah, please.
Commercial style.
No. And I meant that in the best way possible.
So the one that Addie's going to throw into her Yeti is a Lake of the Woods Brewing Company. It's called Dead Man Switch. It's a New England IPA. It is like this reminds me of like I think this would sit on a shelf at my grandpa's.
Yeah.
Like it's got a little like retro nostalgia to it. Addie picked her up because it's 6.8% alcohol. So
you
that's
know
probably
where
why
my
she grabbed
head
there.
is at.
It's got just a paper clip on there. But Lake of the Woods is not far from us. This one is the Thistles 1907 Stanley Cup win, the 1973 CIBC bank robbery, the momentous 2013 reopening of Lake of the Woods Brewing Company. All three landmark and strangely unrelated events that have helped put our little town of Kenora on the map. And we couldn't be more happy to drink a Lake of the Woods Brewing Company beer, especially when that's the way they pitch it.
Let's go, baby.
So it says, make it lake time. Let's make it podcast time and put that baby in
baby,
your
let's go. And so here's the thing. You're very good at that. And I think that's I'll just drink it.
Okay. I will continue
because I think your description of the can is dead on. Like you would find that in your grandpa's fridge in the garage by his boat.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's just a paper clip on it.
Yeah. That's a clothespin. Did I say paper clip? It's
Don't
a
know.
clothespin.
It's a clothespin. Okay. And this one's 6.8% people, so don't expect anything more out of this gal.
Addie's probably having a sleepover
Yeah.
at this, right?
I just called a curling game a match, so that's where we're headed.
So the meat and potatoes of this episode, which I think will be very, very fun for Addie and I, and we will post this on Instagram also. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram. You can do that at Beauties Sports Talk. You can find me at Cowie14. You can find Addie at Addie Miles Abbott. Quite honestly, we're not super great at social media, but we're trying to get better. And the best place to follow us is on Instagram. That's where we are the most active. So make sure you do that first and foremost.
Please.
Secondly, the name of the game is, I don't know what we're doing it, but this is the
The name of the game is,
I don't know.
I don't know the game.
We don't have a name for it. But I was driving today. I was in Cirrus. I was driving home, and I thought, it'd be really fun. We pick our starting lineup for a hockey game, just because that's our jam where we grew up.
That's right.
So you need to name a starting lineup, starting 6, center, 2 wingers, 2D, and a goalie, of women, female athletes. 2 of them must be retired athletes. Minimum 2. Can be more if you want to.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You have to declare where they go and say why. And I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
We'll post this. And you cannot reuse a sport.
Yeah.
So you can't live in hockey here.
Yeah.
You got to live across sports. And you got to give us a little bit of why.
Yeah. Understood.
Got her?
So we
should have had a coin toss. Who goes first? I'll let you go first. Just
No,
nice
you go first. Because we'll need a center, 2 wingers, 2 defensemen, and a goalie.
Yeah.
But spread out among all different sports.
Yep, that's right.
As to why they would benefit in that
they're
position.
on my starting lineup of my hockey team.
Big fan of this. Big fan.
So just so everyone, this is outrageous. We're going to be choosing.
Oh, yeah. This is all over the map.
But we will criticize each other if it's a bad choice. Or I will criticize you. I shouldn't speak for you.
Full tilty. Oh.
That is good.
So, just to walk everybody through what just happened, Cowie just took her first sip of
Life on the Beach Kettle Sour, Pelican Lake, Mango and Guava Ghost. I am into it. I've spent many hours at Pelican Lake, so hello.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
Your facial expression, the body language you expressed based off of taking that first sip. Wow.
You want to try it?
Yes.
Get in there.
I feel way cooler with the
black.
Fucking black.
It is. It's a nice, because it's matte black, the can.
Oh, baby. She hits in all the right places.
Okay. Oh.
I'm going to start with something a little bit wild and probably controversial.
Okay.
I am going to put Serena Williams in goal.
Whoa. Why?
Before everybody loses their mind.
I feel like offensive force you're just going to throw in the net.
Think about the footwork that woman has done along the baseline.
Super needed in net.
100% needed in net. Are you kidding?
Shuffle that 5 foot
Shuffle. Save.
You just wanted to take Serena Williams so badly. Are we considering her retired?
Yes.
Even though she's kind of said.
Yes, we are. There's posts out in the world.
I gotta write it down. Let's keep talking.
And so my thought is she's got power to move the puck up the ice.
Yeah.
To actually be a goalie that can move the puck.
Yeah.
She's got really strong upper body.
Okay.
And she's got the footwork to get from post to post, baby. I'm going Serena Williams in goal.
Okay.
Starting off with an
overall
absolute
pick.
banger.
Honestly, yeah. First, if we're talking GOAT status here, first overall pick, not the worst choice. I want to shield this because I don't know that I want to pick her right away because I'm not sure that you'll. Did you see my note that I wrote down?
No.
Okay, good. The one thing that we talked about before this podcast, I'm going to throw that name down because I think that's in my best favor. And I'm going to take goalie as a goalie just to match you in the first round. And I'm going Steph Lave.
Oh, brilliant.
And we can also consider her retired.
Bingo.
So I'm going to match your retired Serena Williams with a retired goalie, and I'm going to put her in net as a goalie because she's a goalie.
Wow. You
The
really
best
hit that home.
Canadian goalie we've seen in a long time, recently retired. That woman was an absolute stone cold killer when Canada won a gold medal in the Olympics. I'm going to throw her in net where she belongs.
Wow.
Steph
Anybody
argue me on it?
Anybody feel the come at me in that?
I'm good at that, doing it with a smile.
So here's the deal.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
See? She's coming back with but.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Tell me Serena Williams wouldn't kill. That's the thing.
No, she's
you know
a
what I mean?
stone cold killer. There's no wrong answers.
No, and that's the thing. Everybody we're going to pick is just going to be like, okay, well, they're absolutely unbelievable. But Steph Labe is just...
Okay, so you can no longer pick tennis, and I can no longer pick soccer.
Whoa. That's a blow.
It does change how you think about things.
It changes the dynamic.
Because there's an incredible amount of soccer talent that I can no longer take because I took Steph Labe.
Yeah. And tennis, the amount of tennis that I love.
I know.
Emma Raducanu, like...
Yeah, well, just
she
don't
gone.
throw names. Are you taking her?
Damn it.
You don't have to. You can. I'll let her slide.
I can't. Okay.
There's no unclicked in a reel. Like
so now we're looking up the roster. You know what? At defense for Team Addie, I'm going to take Diana Taurasi.
Whoa.
Because I'm
not even going to add another D. I'm just going to put the D into Diana.
Because if anybody punches Serena Williams in the face, Diana Taurasi is going to go bananas.
Name me the last goalie you know that got punched in the face.
Oh my gosh. The other night, the completely goalie got runned. Okay. So now we're going to have to pull up Twitter. Come on.
Okay, Diana, that's solid. And you can no longer take basketball.
Wow.
So just to slam that in your face at center, I'm taking Courtney Vandersloot.
You wouldn't.
And I'm saying no words.
And I'm going to let the silence just trickle.
You know why I'm taking her? As a center in hockey?
Oh my
Think about it. She's a guard. And she is offense... offense first, all day, sees her teammates, knows how to move the ball. She's gonna, I agreed. So that may go to me. But anyways, I can no longer take basketball.
Is this a joke? Is this a joke?
You're the one who didn't take her on your team. Your one basketball pick you got.
Okay. That's how we're playing it. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
All I thought of was Diana Taurasi beating somebody up, and I was like,
nope.
I need to have her on my team.
Yeah,
I just wanted to beat her, and I gave up Courtney Vandersloot. Wow.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
By this.
I am also shocked because Courtney Vandersloot knows how to pick her own number. She knows when to pass. She knows when to shoot. Yep. She knows when to be aggressive. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you're selling Team Cowie right now.
Sounds pretty much like, but I will say this. If it's Team Cowie versus Team Addie,
you think your defense is on lock with the star goaltender in goal?
No, now I'm going to think about MMA. Like now I think we beat you up.
Okay.
Now I think we win.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay. At wing. Mm-hmm. At wing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go. Mm-hmm. Rolex champion of the year.
Okay.
Lydia Ko.
Yeah. Okay, that's solid.
I'll tell you because this woman, especially being able to play on the wing, you have to be able to read situations. You have to be able to understand what's happening in front of you and behind you because you have to be able to read the play of the defenseman. This woman literally can play the ball from wherever.
Yep.
Doesn't crack under pressure, and has an absolute cannon
of
a drive. I'm all in. Lydia Ko at wing.
Okay.
Oh my God, my team is so good.
That's solid. That's solid. Oh boy. Where do you go? Where do you go? Do I stay on your trend here or do I just match?
Say, are
now
you gonna...
you know, okay. I know.
Uh-oh.
But she would be considered retired.
Oh, darn it.
You got to take a second retired player. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna throw out another name, and it's okay if you need to take her because you can't think of anyone better.
Oh, wow. It's okay if I absolutely
if you take her.
Carry you through
I'm
this.
I'm gonna write down tennis here, and then I'm just gonna make a dashed line to golf, even though she never lived here. But I'm gonna take Ash Barty.
Wow.
I'm taking Ash Barty on the wing.
Winner.
Yep. And that
you
counts
went dasher.
That counts as retired multi-sport athlete. I know I can move her back. We got some, shorthanded situations that I need to fill in.
Very interesting.
Here. I'm putting her up front, and I can throw her back if need be. Multi-sport athlete. I know she can handle it.
Very interesting.
I actually decided not to throw out my name that year that I was going to give you in case I want to see where you go.
I've done tennis. I can't do it.
You still need to retire it. I got 2.
So I can do 2 tennis retired? No.
Well,
no, I've got a retired that I want to have in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're good then.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think we can repeat. Doesn't matter if they're retired or not. But I'm saying that I was going to throw you out, and she might be we might have like a one roster spot at the end of like your off the list pick.
Wow.
That we didn't get to.
Wow, you're like ahead of the game.
I got him in there. If anyone knows my brain, it's like photographic and super annoying. So I got a list in my head right now rattling around.
I am going to fill my other.
Oh.
Well, no. Sorry, I shouldn't say other. Wow, this is so hard when we get into it. I'm going to fill my center spot.
Okay. Where are we going?
Caitlin Laws, curling.
Oh, gee, that's so good.
Caitlin Laws, because she's skip of her own team.
Yeah.
She has to be able to control the play. She has to be able to make decisions at the end.
Oh my, that's good.
Oh,
that's
man.
Solid. That's solid. No curling for you.
No curling for you. That's it.
That's good. Some leadership in the middle is always nice. On D.
Being able to call. Do you know what I mean? Call plays. Yeah. Be assertive.
Yeah. On D. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to go outside here just to combat your competitive nature of your D. I'm going Ronda Rousey.
Combat my Diana Taurasi with a Ronda Rousey. Just toss them both in the MMA ring and see what happens. Honestly, how much would you pay for that fight though? Diana Taurasi versus Ronda Rousey.
I'm going retro here. These are all retired. I'm 3 for 1 retirees.
I thought she was in the WWE.
Well,
I don't think
was. Is she still?
Oh,
she was.
She's a UFC fighter and then she retired. Okay.
First UFC champion for women.
Okay.
I mean, there's MMA fighters. You can go. There's people that beat her.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is the OG, man.
No, Ronda's the OG.
The OG, like OG.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, lots going on here.
Yeah. So we both have a winger and a D spot to fill.
You know what?
Addie needs one more retiree.
I was gonna say Addie needs one more drink. Is what
drink the one in your Yeti.
I was just gonna say I've got one in my hand and another one locked and loaded. It's just, You don't want to
It's
make the
hard.
wrong decision
in such a competitive match as this. I might win in the sixth end of this curling match.
Okay. So D,
Yeah.
this is where. Ooh, I don't know. I just don't know. You know what? Winger.
Yeah.
Winger.
Okay.
I'm going to use my next retiree.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to die. In Jana Hefford.
Oh my God. Ooh.
Yep. That's where I'm headed.
Okay. As your next retiree. Wow.
So currently my forward lineup is Caitlin Laws at center, Lydia Coe at wing, and Jane Hefford at wing.
You know what?
This is the best game I've ever played in my life.
It's so
This is the best
good.
game I've ever played in my life.
I am going to go ahead and fill my last forward spot here on wing, even though she's usually in the middle, but we know she's all over the place with MPP.
Okay. Just a freaking beauty.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish this was a hockey team.
Courtney Vandersloot in between Ash Barty and MPP. Give me a break.
I know, right? Okay, you got one spot to fill. I got one spot to fill. You cannot
sports do I have
You cannot
left?
use tennis. Well, there's lots. You can't use tennis, basketball, golf, curling, or hockey.
Oh my God.
It's a hard choice.
Yeah.
You can have like one sub. We'll give you if you need to. You can have one sub at the end. Roster sub.
Roster sub.
You can multi-sport your roster sub if we want one more at the end.
Well, there's always one defense I will always put into my roster because from a hockey perspective, but this is
Yeah.
no Jocelyn Ao.
Okay.
Baseball.
Yeah.
She is my final D spot.
Okay.
Home run champion
Yep.
from this past season.
That's a good choice. Oh, man. Okay, so where do I go on D? I got Courtney Vandersloot, Ash Barty, Marie-Philippe Poulin up front. Got Ronda Rousey.
I love how you picked MMA.
I'm running your shit, man.
Oh my God.
A blank.
I'm
Steph Labbe.
and a blank and Steph Labbe, but I will say, what do you think a ticket would turn for Taurasi and Ronda Rousey in a ring together?
So much money.
So much money.
So
I
much money.
would pay so much money to be in that ring or to be close to it.
You know where I'm going? Since I haven't gone here yet, I'm sticking with some Canadian love. She's played goal, so in case Steph Labbe gets hurt, I'm going Brookie Anderson on my last D spot here.
Oh my God. She's playing goalie? Stop.
Yeah, as a kid, she was a goalie.
Oh my God, you just went AP list too? Jeez.
I've got myself covered here. Vandersloot gets hurt, we got MPP to slide in there. We got Brookie Henderson to walk in for Steph Labbe if she gets hurt. I'm thinking right here, like full roster. We could play on a 3v3 tournament and rotate around. No one's getting tired. We're winning the championship.
So we're talking 3v3 now. You just throw that into the mix.
I'm just thinking all over the place, bud. So you want to fill, you got one more. You want to go somewhere, roster sub, one last player.
If I'm subbing last one person on my team, and this is the one that I'm always thinking of having on my roster because I just know that she's an absolute beauty.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm going to say?
I have a guess.
Jocelyn Rock.
That's exactly who I was going to guess.
She will always be.
Okay. I agree.
Always, always, always.
Okay. That's, yeah. And you honestly, doesn't matter where you put her in here.
She a winner,
team
winner.
win is what she is.
Yeah, that's right.
So she should have been on my team, but it's fine.
I was mid-sip, people, and my drink almost went all over our studio after that. Come on.
Yeah. So if I'm having, you doubled up. I'm going to not double up sports here.
I didn't double up sports.
Sure you did.
Oh, hockey. Okay, for your sub. Okay, I get that.
But that's okay. We said you could.
Okay.
For my sub, I'm going a little off kilter here. Excusez-moi. And I'm picking Chloe Kim, snowboarder.
Come on.
Absolute beast. Champ. Knows how to win. Throw me in any spot, coach. I will win the game.
Here's what I would say about my team is that they're very theoretical. Like, they're very, like, Caitlin Laws is going to articulate a game better than anybody else. Lydia Ko is going to be able to do that. Jana Hefford was MPP's mentor.
That's fine. We just got the next best gen.
Next best gen what? You can't get the next gen without the gen.
Yeah, but you just think about everything. Like, here's the thing. Here's the sad part. Can I just articulate? We're going to walk through our teams one more time. The people that didn't make the list. Billie Jean King. Not on the list. Should have put her on the list. She can be my coach.
Oh my God, can we have coaches?
Well, if I can have her, who are you going to name? Oh, here's the other thing. You know who's the player I was going to say? I can't think of her last name, but Babe from the Founders movie that played all the sports.
Totally agree.
Was incredibly talented at all the things.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote down Babe.
And so
Babe Zaharias or something was her name?
We're talking about a movie that you can see on Netflix right now.
And it's so good.
After you're done listening to this podcast, go to Netflix and watch this documentary. It's amazing about how the LPGA was actually started. And Babe was a big part of it.
Yeah. So this is the part, is that I'm just going to read you guys our teams. There's an incredible amount of female talent that's not on this list. Team Addie has at center Caitlin Laws, curler Caitlin Laws. On the wing, she's got golfer Lydia Ko, and hockey player, retired hockey player Jana Hefford. Legend Jana Hefford. On D, she has WNBA player, all-star, absolute rock star Diana Taurasi. Also on D, she's got fastball, softball, however you want to articulate that, legend Jocelyn Aho. And then in goal, she puts GOAT Serena Williams. Her sub,
no goals being scored.
Yeah, fair. Her roster sub, which I cannot argue with this, is Jocelyn LaRock. Team Cowie. Team winner. Courtney Vandersloot at center. We got Ash Barty on the wing. Marie-Philippe Plin on the wing. Oh, I should go through these. Courtney Vandersloot as a current WNBA player. Ash Barty is just a recent retired tennis player who also is a freaking unreal
athlete.
An athlete. Marie-Philippe Plin, she is honestly one of the best hockey players of all time. Ronda Rousey on D for me. MMA, just to combat the toughness of Diana Taurasi. We've got Canadian golfer Brooke Henderson on D for me, who can sub in as a goalie. And in goal, we've got one of Canada's best goalies of all time in Steph Labbé. My roster sub is American snowboarder Chloe Kim.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Fun. That is super fun.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
That is a great game. And on one, like, we wrote it down, like how we wrote it down as we went through, it just showcases like how much, I don't know, talent, athleticism, awesome professionalism that there truly is around women's sports. The fact that we didn't even have to think twice about, I shouldn't say that, because we had to think twice about every single sport.
Yeah, and you had to think about who would fill a spot, because there's things like, this is the part of women's athletics is it goes back farther than we think. Like we said, Billie Jean King's not on our roster. This Babe Zaharias, I can't remember, it was like Deidre Chuck or something.
Yeah.
Look it up, Founders movie. Isn't on our roster, and she was, one of these in she was like a mainstay in athletics in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
People like that who have set the stage for now this entire movement. We don't have Christine St. Clair. We don't have Megan Rapinoe. We don't have Hillary Knight.
Oh my God.
We don't have Kelly O'Hara. We don't have Abby Wambach. Like, we don't have Nelly Korda. We don't
have Sarah Nurse. We don't have Natalie Spooner. We don't have any of these women.
Any of them. We don't have Jenny Finch with she was fastball when I was growing up.
That's right. That's right.
There is we don't have any gymnasts. We don't have Simone Biles. We don't have any of them on our list.
Oh yeah, like national rugby players like Jen Kish.
Any of them.
We don't have any of them. Like when you
the list is so long. The point of this exercise is the fact that there is so much freaking talent in women's sports, and it doesn't get the notice that it deserves. And being able to do an exercise like this, I would challenge you all, if you're sitting at home and you have sports fans around your table, do this. Challenge yourselves to think about sports in this way, to cross a sport off the list and have to find another sport and be a true sports fan of women's sports. This is fun.
So here's the deal. Let's challenge everybody to make their own team and tag us. Make your own team. Explain why that you picked who you did, tag us, and tell us why our teams didn't even compare to your teams, because that's fun.
You know what we'll do? We'll make it really easy for you. We'll put a blank out there on Instagram, so you can follow us at Beauty Sports Talk. You'll find that blank, and you can fill in your roster of who you would have as a hockey team of a starting lineup: center, 2 wings, 2D, and a goalie. Can't reuse sports. Have to have 2 retirees. If you can't do that, fill it with whoever the heck you want to. We just want to see what your starting lineup would be.
But this has been so fun to just show that we've come a year, and not only have we come a year, women's sports has grown like absolutely crazy. And we are just so grateful to be a part of everybody's journey within this entire thing. And the fact that we can just throw out names like this is just so fun.
Agreed. Yeah. And I think I'm so happy to see these rosters.
Me too. I would win for sure.
I know. This is the other thing we can throw up in the world is, who do you think of Addie and I wins?
Who do you think's the winner? Let's go.
We already know it's Team Cowie. Team Cowie is clearly the winner. This is a frickin' rocks. I mean, yours is not. Oh,
I know. It's crazy.
It's the one bet neither of us can win.
Yeah. No, 100%. So yeah. This is amazing. This has been such a fun episode.
Yeah, agreed. So like we said off the hop, if this is your first episode, wow, we hope you come back, because this has probably been a bit of a rat race for you.
This has been wild.
If this is your 54th episode, man, again, cheers to you, because I'm not sure that I could put me in my ears for 54 episodes, but we're so glad you're here. Addie, it's been a pleasure to do this with you.
This has been amazing to do with you, and I'm so happy you took the time to talk with me about it.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't, we would not be sitting here, and I am so grateful that you did that.
The universe is a cool thing.
It's amazing when you just listen.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to say it one more time. Beauty Sports Talk on Instagram. You can find Addie at Addie Miles Abbott. You can find me at Cowie14. The best way, and if there's anything that you can do for us as a thank you for filling your ears for one solid year, is find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is that you find your podcast, and leave it a rate and review, and only 5 stars.
Let's go.
That is the best way that this gets out in the world. That's how people continue to find us. All of the things that you see have an algorithm behind them that drives who sees what. And so leaving a rate and review really helps people find this podcast. If you think of someone that would enjoy something like this on a weekly basis, and possibly more as we go into 2023.
That's right.
Send this on over to them. We would love to have them here. Addie, my friend, it's always good to have a couple beers with you. Thank you to Torque Brewing. Thank you to Muskoka Brewing, Stanley Park Brewing. And I have black Wheat Brewing Company. Addie has Lake of the Woods Brewing Company in her can. Thank you so much for these people for affording us to drink some great beers while we hang out with you guys and we're in your ears. Addie, I love you, my friend.
I love you, my friend. Cheers. Thank you for an incredible year.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.